Hi, Janelle here with Sheep Hill Herbs. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to another video. The video part that follows is about half of a class that I taught on herbs for abundance. So this class is like part of my home herbalist course. And so that course is a 10-month course on training to be a home herbalist. And I have that full description in my link tree down below. And so I'm sharing this video. I'm communicating with my class, talking with the people in class. So I'm not like looking directly at the camera, but I wanted to share this for YouTube people and also those people who are part of my course, but live in a longer distance and cannot attend to the actual classes. So thanks for being here. I want you to like, subscribe, hit the bell button, leave a comment. Leave a comment during the video. Tell me what herbs you think of that make you feel abundant. And check out my description down below. That is everything that is me, my link tree. All right, let's get started. So abundance can be like maybe the first thing I'd like you to think of and just like write down like 2 or 3 words. Like when you think of the word abundance, like what other word do you think of? Or in relation to what? Like what topic? I don't want to say them because I don't want to give you... But like write down 2 or 3 things. Like when you hear abundance, what comes to mind right away?
Do you want us to say that?
Yeah, like in 30 seconds.
All right.
Okay. You guys ready?
The one word I thought of is enough.
Enough? Enough. That's interesting.
Or overflowing.
Enough. Overflow.
That was the second word I wrote as well.
What did you write? Overflow?
Yeah, full was the first word I wrote,
Full.
and overflowing was
I
the
had a
second.
lot. I had started with a lot.
A lot.
Yeah, a lot of something.
Okay. Melinda?
Blessed.
Blessed.
Plentiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plentiful.
Beautiful.
Okay. So then the next thing I want you to do is write down the areas of your life that you feel that you have abundance. These words. Where would you apply that word? Anybody want to share just a couple of words there, a couple areas?
I put just each day that I get with my husband because he is a cancer survivor. So every day is a blessing.
Awesome.
I feel with my friends and my kids. I just feel like full.
Yeah.
Yeah, in regards to love and familial relationships, definitely.
Melinda.
I thought Yahushua, your Savior, and my children and
Okay. So I
I also put work.
abundance of work. That's good.
Well, if you love what you do, then
Can be abundant.
And that's great.
It can be abundant even if we don't like
Not a
it.
lot of people do, so.
And then in the next column here, I just want you to write like 1 or 2 things where you
don't feel abundant but would like to have abundance, that overflow. Okay, anybody want to share this? Might be harder to share this column.
I have 12 grandkids, but 7 of them live over in Pittsburgh and the other 5 are in the state of Washington. So where I would like more abundance is my communication with them, or time spent with them.
Yeah. Anybody else?
I'm just love for myself. That's like the big one for me.
There's no right or wrong answer. It's just, what
I
do you
just
feel?
help with children and housework. I just lost a lady friend that usually helped come with the work of the house, and she just helped me in a place where I just felt was drowning. With 6 littles, I don't have any family here at all to help. Not in-laws, not my family. So I'm basically on my own.
You need to
With
adopt
children.
your grandmother here.
So I'm looking for, I'm looking, searching and praying for help with household work and children, babysitting. Because I have 6 littles.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get mom time for me. So.
There were a lot of things there. Time, help, connection.
Yeah.
Jen.
My health, in many ways, my physical health, my mental health, my relationship with God, with Jesus, and in turn that would help me and my relationships as well, within my family.
Yeah. Okay. So for me, I definitely have, I would want more abundance in relationships and connection, community, love, everything feels easier when you have, that support. So do we all kind of have something in that framework of just, being uplifted, feeling support, abundance of support?
Especially now, with so much negativity.
Yeah.
It's important.
So, where do I want to go to first? I guess I want to say first off that abundance, I believe, and so maybe some things I say might challenge your beliefs, but just if you go with what I have to say, can think about it. I believe that we were created for abundance. And sorry if I'm looking more this way because
It's okay.
but I believe we were created for abundance in all areas of life. That it is our birthright, really, to have abundance. And I feel through past traumas in our family line and just like the way that the world has operated for millennia, we have absorbed the belief of that there's lack. And I mean lack of, if you think about especially what you learn in school, there's a lack of resources, lack of limited resources, there's only so much. If you listen to the news, everything I feel like kind of focuses on limit, lack, and not having enough or just barely enough. And we live life where we have been squeezed out of time. So a lot of my classes I go back to, I do like to go back to a time, like a simpler time when people lived in community and there wasn't there was an abundance in the sense of community and people working together and time. Like there was no like, oh, I gotta get up and get to work by 8 o'clock and then I gotta get here and then I gotta pick the kids up. Like it was time was like by the seasons and people were not hoarding. I don't know if I should use the word collecting and hoarding goods. Of course, there was always the concern of having enough to eat, but I think that we really got away from like our roots. So I just want you to like come back to the thought of like you can have abundance in every area of your life and you're just a few thoughts and steps away from creating that abundance. So wherever you have abundance already, it was probably programmed in you. So if you think of like your list where you said where you're abundant, you probably had that same similar abundance growing up in your family. And if you look at your grandparents, where they like were able to create abundance in that area and it's comes easy and you attract what you like totally believe in yourself that you deserve, like as your God-given right. So areas where you don't have it, you probably have thoughts or beliefs of scarcity and lack, maybe fear, maybe like judgment, or even like jealousy or something like, you know, a lot of the scripts people carry are like money is bad or money is evil. Anyone believe that money is the root of all evil? Anybody believe that?
When I was growing up, they used to say that all the time.
Well, I'm going to tell you, it is not the root of all evil. And when I first learned that, I thought I had a hard time thinking that. But if you think money in the hands of someone who is following God's plan for their life, if you think of people who use money to help millions of people, there's always like the dichotomy of some people use money for evil and it is bad. But that doesn't mean we should say money is evil and we shouldn't have it. It's evil to not have enough money. It's, I think, evil to be in lack and to not take care of your health. The first thing that happens when any missionary group goes anywhere, what do they do right away? They have to have money to help people in lack, and they get food and they get medical help and they get resources, they get education. That's all money. Like no one is striving to have nothing, you know. So you're not going to like, I'm teaching this class so that you go home and think about where you want more abundance and how you're going to like bring that in, because everything we want, we can first create in our mind. And we have to lay down the old script that says, it's not for me, it's only for some people. Or, you know, maybe it's about your job and you just say, well, I have to have whatever. I have to keep this job. I don't have time. Whatever you're saying that stops you from having that abundance, we want to change today. So then So let's do this little exercise. What I did was bring in some goldenrod. And goldenrod, now all the plants are a little lack in abundance this year because of the rain, but I still go outside and marvel at the abundance. And so what I want you to do is just really take a look at goldenrod. Gold, the color gold, is associated with abundance. Yellow is associated with happiness. Goldenrod, this plant like embodies both of those things. And it's not in full bloom yet, but it will be, and you will see it waving everywhere. It's a perfect plant to kind of remind yourself of God's abundance. And although gardens and grass might look dry, if you look where the plants grow wild, they still look amazing. And I think you can't even touch and scratch the amount, like if I gathered like a basket full of something to make medicine, like there's just so much, like there's plenty for everyone. So I want you to just look at this plant, and we're gonna take like 2 minutes. I kind of been doing this lately in classes where you're just like, what can you learn about God's abundance, about the abundance of the universe, of where we live? And it's a little bit better if we're outside, but by looking at nature, and you can even think of other things in nature that come to mind. But write down any words that come to mind in regards to goldenrod, or just like thinking about nature. And like I said, I just like marvel at the abundance. Like I'll drive on the road and you see apple trees like filled with fruit, like no one's picking, that just like fall to the ground. And it's just like there is abundance on earth. Okay. Anybody want to share about goldenrod?
There's all kinds of little spiders falling off of them, so just that's it.
Oh yeah. I didn't see it.
Yeah, they're like little white spiders.
Mhm.
We got two over here.
Did you? I didn't see you.
Jen got all the spiders.
Yeah.
Did I get
Oh, that's a.
I'll go.
Go ahead.
I came up with just miracle, inspiring, creative, humbling, and thankful.
Anybody else?
Just thinking this and even back to abundance again, just like continual blessings. Never ending, constant, and renewing.
Yeah.
It was new. Just the newest plant I found in my herb walk on our farm.
Oh yeah.
The latest one I've been able to identify and say, wow, we've got that growing. And it only grows. You see the flowers in late summer and early fall. And fullness. And it's pretty cool. It's like really full here, and then it just tapers out too. I see more.
Yeah. Amy, do you wanna share?
I just was like, I just find it whole fascinating, the whole photosynthesis process. Just how it's like, it can just do that, and it's like from all the everything around it, the dirt. It takes the dirt, the sun, the rain, everything. It needs everything. But I don't know what that has to do with abundance. But that's just,
Yeah. So, I had similar things. I was thinking heaps of gold, multiply. So thinking about, like, I want you to kind of compare like nature's abundance to the thought, and I am talking about money. It's like a taboo topic that most people, we don't talk about, and like you don't really learn how to create abundance that way in school. And I really feel like it is super important to every aspect of just being human, to take care of yourself and then to help others. So, anybody know what money like was at one time? Do we always have dollar bills?
There's like tally sticks at first.
Well, I guess I could,
Just like bartering.
all
Yeah.
kinds of things.
Yeah, sticks.
You
It just
know.
depends, I think.
Pretty shells,
Yeah.
pebbles. They had mainly every culture had something that was like maybe unique to their area. I think I even read like pawpaw seeds or persimmon, like they're really neat seeds. But the thing is, initially money was from the abundance of nature. It was something in nature that was beautiful, that there was much of, that people traded. And then, I don't have dates for you, but money became coin. It became, maybe even before coin, precious rocks, precious gems. I don't know when the first coins were made, but they were made from precious metals, gold, silver. And once that happened, it became something that could be controlled by a few. Because this, you couldn't go out and just pick up these coins that were made by, the emperor or whatever. Where previously, anybody in a community could trade, barter, and there wasn't like, oh, we're only using shells today. Like, you could use many things, feathers. So coin became made from the actual precious metal. And again, I don't know the years, but early colonial times, precious metals. Early 1900s, we still had silver in our coins. What we have today is basically this. I mean, it's paper. We've attributed it, we've given it a value, but it's paper, and the coin is worthless, really. It's been given the appointed value. So what I'm saying is, money is really just energy. It's not what we like, this like hard, how do I want to say it? It's energy. It's a purposeful tool to move energy. When you can pay for things, when you can help people, you're moving energy. You're moving. You're not stagnant. If you think of, you're growing. If you think of someone like in a third world country where they have nothing, they're not doing anything. They're just trying to survive every day. So I want you to think of like money as being energy. The plants are energy. They're growing, they blossom, they fall to the ground. So I want to ask you to do another writing thing here. And this time I want you to write a sentence. And this sentence is a story that you tell yourself in regards to, I'm not going to say money, but let's say abundance. So piecing together some of these columns that you wrote. So let's say your story is, or I could give you one of my stories. And I used to tell myself this story. I can't make more money because, or I can't have more abundance in my life because I'm so busy with the kids. Okay? So that's one of the stories I told myself. Or like, I can't really have a creative life, or like I can't have the time, and when I say time is part of abundance. I don't have the time to paint or do things that I love because I have too many responsibilities at home. You know, like when I'm older, I'll do it. So I would like you to craft a sentence in regards to something that you're not having the abundance you want. What is that storyline? What is that sentence you tell yourself when you feel frustrated, or, you know, when it's just like, oh, I don't have that again, you know? Maybe you say, I guess this is just, I've heard this many times, this is just my lot in life. You know, some people are just born lucky, or some people just have, you know, they came from wealth or something. And what I want you to keep coming back to is the idea that we are all born into abundance, but we've been trained by the great elite of all for many millennia, that only a certain few are permitted this abundance, and we're trying to shift that. Okay. See if you can come up with a sentence. This might take some time. Does anyone have a sentence? Okay. Amy Jo, do you want to go? I'm calling you out. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, well, I got two here. It's
Okay.
like when you were talking is when I was like, I'm not good enough. That's the biggest one. And then the other one is like, I can't have more abundance than my parents. Like to move past whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you say I'm not good enough for abundance or for what? Because you
For
were.
it's just for me. It's for anything. It's like
Okay.
for like getting my cranial sacral business going.
Mhm.
For getting just everything. Just
Yeah.
for love. Like it's just I just don't feel good
All
enough.
right. We're going to do something with these sentences.
Mhm.
So I appreciate you sharing.
Mine was everybody has family to turn to for help except me. I've always, no family. It's just like, you have your
I'm sorry, I'm
Birthrights
laughing.
and Amish. It's like they have all this family, around them, just walking distance or just a mile down the road. It's just like, yeah, mine's 2,000 miles away.
So
So yeah, that's my pity party.
every time we say these things, what are we saying? That God cannot create abundance.
Yeah, and,
And there
it's like-
is. And it just might be different than
Yeah.
you think. It might not be your.
Right.
It
It's
doesn't
like
write our
he can bring
stories.
people
Yeah.
into our lives that can be that family that we don't have.
Yeah.
If we don't have it. And he has. And I forget. It's so easy to forget though when they're not your immediate
Yeah.
parents or siblings. And I was close to my family my whole life, and then I felt like they were just taken from me and with ripped out underneath me. It's like, no, I can't believe that just happened. So it was kind of like something I learned how to deal with. And it was,
Yeah.
it's not amazing.
Well, we're going to, like I said, we're going to do something with these sentences. Do you ladies want to share? I am recording all this. I didn't expect it to go this way. Anybody opposed to having this recorded? You're not on the film, but your voice is. Are you okay?
I guess.
Okay.
Just really, I don't have an abundance in motivation, I guess, to get myself on a healthy path. I guess I feel like I don't have time because I have too many other responsibilities and use that as an excuse to I can take the time because I earned it. And I try to do that, but I just don't have any motivation for myself. I want, everyone, I just worry about everyone else. I don't worry about myself.
Yeah.
So I think about, where I want the more abundance in the way of the communication with my daughters and their families. And it's not that we don't communicate, but, time difference and everything. But I always feel like, well, why do I have to be the one to call first? Like, why can't they ever call when they have the moment? Because I often feel like I'm intruding or I'm, I don't know if that's the right word. Interrupting is a better word. Yeah, because they would take the time, but especially with the one on the West Coast, I'm calling, or when my husband will go, well, let's just call them now, and I'm like, no, we can't. They're making dinner now, or no, we can't because they're putting them to bed now, or no, we can't because
Okay. Yeah. I appreciate you guys sharing these very see-through, hard to properly share sentences. And I have my own. I have a lot of my own too. Let's see if I could share one here. So probably for me, relationship is I feel like I have a lot of abundance in my life, but relationship is definitely something that I didn't have abundance of growing. Well, I lie. At one point we did, but then there was a number of things that happened and it changed. And so I got trained in this relationship lack. And so one of the stories I tell myself is like, I can't have relationship abundance like with my husband because of he works too many hours, or because he, you know, spends time with other people, or he, you know, maybe takes his free time to do something by himself. So I just always am like telling myself, I just can't have this abundance because of these other things, you know. So what we're gonna do is take that sentence, if you can, and you're gonna, so you could probably just answer this while I say it. So looking at your sentence, you say, is this true? Is this true? Is this really true? So like looking at it even further, you might have told yourself this is true. This is true. It's true. This is, you know, my family's not here. Or I can be like, you know, he works, you know, and then he's tired. Like, so like, is this true? Is this really true? Or, and now this question, and I'm gonna pause because I have to go to the bathroom. The question now is, who would I be without this thought? And I want to ask you, wherever you are not having the abundance, I really believe truly that it is this feeling of unworthiness for that area. So, if you could let go of this, who would you be? Who would you envision yourself being with this, you know, abundance coming in this area? And I'll be right back.